revolving. See?
And that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
wanted to bring it up.
Turn to
because
page
I know-
5 of the packet real quick
I
for
know
me,
where
folks.
you're going with
Yeah,
this.
turn to page 5.
After 28 times, I know where your presentation's going.
I know, huh? So, okay, on the 5th page, this comes off of myfico.com. In fact, this is in a pie chart when you look at it. Good stuff, okay? This percentage has been the same for many, many, many years. Take a look at the 3rd and 5th item on this page. Let's talk about number 3 real quick, lates, okay? Don't be late, okay? There's 3 lates on a report, 3 columns of lates, 30, 60, 90. With my experience, one measly 30-day late can drop a score an average of 5 to 22 points as each one occurs. Seen it more, seen it less. Okay, imagine having a measly 5-point loss over 1 year. That's a 60-point loss over 1 year that can make or break a good real estate deal for a customer. What can someone do to cure their own immediate problem by having no more lates? Outside of getting a new job or increasing them or getting roommates to pay rent or mortgage, what can they do to actually eliminate short-term and long-term lates? Move your due dates on your creditors. A lot of people don't know if you get paid on the 15th, your bills are due on the 19th, wonder why you're late. Even if the 15th was a Monday, you say, Mr. B, here's my cash payment for that month. It will take 7 days to post, resulting in a late. Now, the good thing is, a late usually doesn't show up until it's late 30 whole days or more later the following month. But if you constantly push the envelope, you're paying, let's say it's due on the 19th, but you pay on the 22nd every single month. Eventually, lates will show up. In fact, they might even move into the 60-day late category. Move your due dates. A lot of people don't even know you can do that.
Don't they count also, let's say you're 30 days late on that payment, and then you're another 30 days late on that payment, now it records both as a 30-day late and a 60-day late?
Possibly. Yeah, see, typically when a late occurs, let's say a month goes by, 31 days, late shows up as a 30. So usually 60-day, either it's compounded by constantly being late Monday to month for like 6 continuous months or more, or they don't receive a payment for 2 full months. It pops into the next category. Of course, a 120 is a complete charge-off, which means it goes into a collection status.
It shows
But-
as a 30-day late and
Yeah.
as a 60-day late.
It can.
Yeah.
It's like, running on first, he gets bumped to second, because the pitcher walked the batter, so everyone moves up.
Still got somebody on first.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, who's on first, right? Yeah, see, so it can go around the bases, and it can actually move up into the upper category. So just don't be late. Move due dates. Does anyone not know that? You can move your due dates? A lot of people don't know. You'd be surprised. Okay, just don't be late. And of course, increasing income and maybe getting renters in other rooms that will help you increase your cash flow to pay more bills. But it comes down to when is the the billing cycle, due date versus when you get paid, living paycheck to pay that bill on time. Mortgage late between 25 and 35 points, guys. Okay, if anyone's going to be late, don't be late on that mortgage, but be late on credit cards if push comes to shove. But keep that mortgage up to date, because if you have equity in your property, you're trying to milk equity out for paying off bills, you have a tougher time trying to explain that to the lender.
What about tax liens? Let's say what people typically don't pay first are their property taxes.
Oh yeah.
After a certain point, and anyone remember the answer, I've forgotten it, it becomes a lien and it shows up on your property.
It's a public record.
Does it also show up on your credit report?
It can. Now, keep in mind, I don't give you taxes back to 1944 or 1994. If the IRS says that you owe 50, 100 grand, I don't care. As long as you're making the minimum agreed monthly payment between all parties, it will not show up. Okay, unless you miss a few payments, it could show up really quick. Of course, if you don't pay your taxes, eventually they'll put a lien on your house, possibly, but it'll hit the report very hard, killing your FICO score. All right.
Property
So-
tax can be reported as a lien?
Eventually, it can.
It can.
Even if you get evicted from an apartment and you owe $2,000 or $4,000 by not paying the rent, then they take you to court. Then it shows up as a public record also, a judgment, so to speak. There's tax liens, there's judgments, there's a few different types of bankruptcies. A public record also. A public record really slaps the heck out of the FICO score, but eventually it can. IRS tax liens are the fastest public records to show up. IRS can do whatever they want to an extent.
So now that we've talked about every negative thing possible, how do we
Yeah.
fix it?
Yeah.
How do we send you business to get
Okay.
people in better
Yeah.
shape?
What
And
does
of
it
course,
cost?
yeah,
How do we do it?
for you, $1 million.
Uh,
Okay. No.
we'll be fixing
So,
it.
yeah, so I know we're running out of time, guys. Okay. So, in short, read the site, and also debt itself is another revolving. One thing I want to mention about revolving, and I'll talk about that in a second, is that if someone's got no revolving, okay, then we talk about chance to talk about quick fixes. Okay, I teach classes at SCORE in San Jose for many, many years, and usually have 2.5 hours of sleep, but it's very limited time.
Well, we
The
always
point-
run over.
Yeah,
We let you, don't
yeah.
we?
The point is keep revolving debt low. Never ever close old accounts like number 4 says on this list. Okay, Susie Orman is a fanatic of never closing old accounts. So, for example, I had a client one time where they had 25,000 limits, and she had 15 grand in debt. So she was about 60% maxed out, or about 40% available. FICO does not discriminate by dollar debt or your income. The income does not show up on your report. They look at total percentage of availability on those reports. You see a report that says you have available 98%, 18%, 58%. The higher that percentage is, the better off you are. Limits debt. Because if the floor and ceiling come together, you're going to be in trouble, especially by closing accounts. This gal closed an account that had a 5,000 limit on it. She had 15 grand debt with 25,000 limits. She reduced her availability from 25 to 20, dropping her availability from approximately 40% down to I think like 20%. Her score dropped 60 points. So you never, ever, ever close an old account. Okay, I don't care if you hate them. You got a Men's Warehouse and you got a Victoria's Secret account in your report. Don't close that account. It would jeopardize your score. Okay?
Even if there's a lot of derogatories on a particular
Yes.
account?
Yes.
If they're all
Yeah.
derogatory.
As long as it's still
this is
open
something-
outside of feelings, if you close it, it may hurt your score. It may. Okay, I'm not saying all the time. All right. So and we'll get into it. So
Do
now,
things age off of your credit report?
I'm sorry.
Do derogatories, do they age off?
Yeah. Anything negative except for public records, which could be 7 to 10 years, 7 years from the reported, or in some cases the date of last activity.
Can I tell everyone I'm having a party October of this year because officially my Verizon bill from 2000 falls off my report.
Yeah.
So there'll be a
Yeah.
party here October 2008.
Yeah.
We'll have you back for that party. How's that?
Yeah, literally. I know, huh? So,
my last hurrah.
yeah, 7 years is when it's supposed to come off. That's why, again, make sure you check it every quarter. Make sure that 7 years and 1 day it's off that report. Okay, so just let you know that. So,
How would you advise a client that, for example, they're a married couple and one of them opened up a Target account because they were going to get 10% off, and then the husband does the same thing. So what do you do in that situation?
suicide? No. In the
Don't
case
listen to
of,
those
see,
guys.
the chance we'll get this is like number 1 and 2 on this list. It's called a mixture of different types of credit. There's a difference between minor and major revolving credit. Okay, I don't even care about installment, honestly, unless it's past due. Minor accounts are all department store accounts, jewelry store accounts, Fry's Electronics, yeah. Major credit is like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, auto loans, mortgages. So in the case where there's like a certain minimal amount of credit history you got to have, let alone the difference between major credit versus minor credit, that I would bet my money on having major credit versus minor credit. So if you go to Target or Macy's and you say, hey, we'll give you 15% discount for opening an account today, don't do it. Use a credit card with frequent flyer mileage, pay it off as soon as you can, or do layaway so you don't put it on that minor account. Because lenders look at what they call at least 3 and 3 rule on credit, 3 or more years of history and 3 or more open major trade lines. So if you have, for example, 10 years of history, you've got this 3 covered. On here you've got a Visa, Nordstrom's, Macy's, really only have a 3 and 1 because they're minor accounts. Now don't close them because it said avoid them. Say, look at number 4 on this list. My oldest credit card account is a Vervis from 1985, which I still have today. My second oldest account is at Bank of America Visa from 1991. There's a 6-year gap. So if I close it, I will hurt my credit. From this day forward, avoid all minor accounts. Okay, but don't, if it's already in place from 20 years ago, I didn't know this 20 years ago, don't close it. It will hurt you. Keep it alive. In fact, not using it will go inactive, also closing the account. You got to keep it alive.
Do you see the present structure, the way this is incorporated, the system? It's going to continue like this with the 3 majors?
I don't. It's like
3 to 5 years.
Swiss cheese, and the holes are getting bigger and bigger. Congress is trying to pass a few laws to sort of fill in those, cover up those gaps permanently. But as 2 or 3 are covered up, there's like 4 more being created on the back end. But we actually, from a repair standpoint, it actually could be to a benefit, which I'll talk about right now. But they're trying to fix it. Because internationally, Canada included, they're looking at adopting FICO worldwide pretty soon. Imagine Russia being on FICO. They're trying to learn from our mistakes, and we've been using it for 28 years, and we still haven't perfected it. Yeah. So, but it's coming about.
There's something on your form here at the last part, 30% the amount of type of outstanding debt, and then it says secret. Credit card companies don't want you to know pay off debt weekly. What does that mean?
Aha. Yeah, one thing I'll try to get into that because of my time limitation. I pay off my revolving debt every Monday in full. See, in my wallet, a few cards at home, I got 11 credit cards with 192,000 worth of open limits with 0 debt on it. But I'm not saying go up 11 credit cards. A person to have a good, well-balanced report should have between 2 to 4 major revolving accounts. Visa, MasterCard accounts, not